Welcome to a special half hour of contemporary Christian music featuring the words and music of Dallas Holm. With segments from Knott's Berry Farm, a special TBN soundstage, the recording studio, and a concert performance.
I got love, love, love in my heart. I got peace like a river, never will part. I got joy on my mind, a smile on my face. I used to have a head, I got love in this place. I got love.
Now, Dallas Holm.
There's a war each time you turn around. Seems like peace will never quite be found. I just don't feel like dancing. Sure, I've got your joy in my soul, and I'm glad that your love has made me whole. I guess I'm as happy as I can expect to be. I just don't feel like dancing. There's a young man tired of his life, thinking maybe he'll just leave tonight. I just don't feel like dancing. Little children listen by the score. I don't think that I can take no more tonight. I just don't feel like dancing. Sure, I've got your joy in my soul, and I'm glad that your love has made me whole. I guess I'm as happy as I can expect to be. I just don't feel like dancing. There's a young girl dying in her heart, stopped a life that she had helped to start. I just don't feel like dancing. No, I just don't feel like dancing.
Hi, this is Dallas Holm. Welcome once again to another half hour of music and ministry, and of course again another special guest artist. We want to talk today about priorities, about values, about the things that we strive for. I think we're all aware, especially in this culture, that many times we're pressured into striving for things that really don't matter, and we want to talk about that. But right now, we want, dealing with that very thing, a song from Wayne Watson.
Yeah.
plugging it on the radio. How we've come to this, I really do not know. I don't know. Giving glory to the human race now. Man's evolving to a higher plane. We will see the wrath of God if things don't change. I believe it. People laying about by blind ambition. And nobody wants to be outdone. And they say you better look out for number one. Jesus is still in control of my life. He's the master, he is second to none. One little Lord will break open the sky, so I guess you could say I'm looking out for number one. Using people just to gain position. Whatever happened to the golden rule? If we become a generation of power-hungry fools, for the reputation, to make a name that everyone will know. But what will it take to show your life's not a one-man show? I know. If you think that life is out to get you, and you feel you gotta protect yourself, turn it over to the one who knows you so well. Jesus is still in control of my life. He's my master, he is second to none. Oh, one little Lord will break open the sky. I guess you could say I'm looking out for number one. Jesus is still in control of my life. He's my master, he is second to none. Whoa, one little Lord will break open the sky. I guess you might say I'm looking out for the real number one. Looking out for number one. Looking out for number one. Yeah, yeah. Looking out for the real number one.
Wayne, we want to welcome you back again to the program. It was a delight to have you on before and have looked forward to this again. One of the things that you do in your songwriting, you avoid a lot of the traditional cliches that we have adopted in Christendom, which are not always bad. Sometimes I
Right.
think it's good to
Sure.
say things that trigger a certain thought process that we're familiar with. But you write things that have to do with issues. I think of your song Giants in the Land, for example, which is a very contemporary, not only musically but thought-wise, dealing with right where we're at.
Right.
Another song, Looking Out for Number One, you deal basically with a real cultural problem that we have, the pursuit of the American dream and lifestyle and so
Right.
forth. Share a little bit of your thought processes that went on into that.
I think that one came from more or less a desire. Maybe it was a little indulgent on my part to stab at that mentality that we've adopted as Americans. And I think not only the secular world, but the Christian community has somewhat succumbed to that attitude also, in that we think that all revolves around us. And you know, several years ago, the best-selling book in the country was the book called "Looking Out for Number One," and it meant whoever gets in your way, at all costs, push on, kick them out of the way, run over them, but at all costs, look out for yourself. And I guess it's not as heavy as I would like to make it, really, but I think the song is more of a play on words, that our number one in our lives is ideally Jesus Christ. I know in my heart many times he gets pushed down notches and I take the throne again, but ideally he is my number one. He is my ideal. He is my goal, to be him, to become him. And I think he sees that in me, but that's what we keep our eyes out for. I've heard since I was a kid that the Lord was coming back, you know, and I kept believing that. I still do. But I think now as I get a little older, I realize the things that I sought in life and the things that I had dreamed about were just not that great. And so I look even more now for the coming of the Lord, because I realize that what life has to offer falls so short of the glory that the Lord offers to us.
I got something I want to say. What I'm telling you is true. You can throw it all away, but that's the worst thing you could do. I want to tell you, Jesus cares. I want to tell you, I care too. I want you to meet my friend, and my friend wants to meet you too. I want you to meet my Jesus. I want you to meet my friend. I want you to open your heart. I want you to let him in.
I guess I have always been very direct in my message and my music. My music is basically pretty simple. I don't wax eloquent too much. I just pretty much say what I got to say. And I think this next one is probably one of the clearest examples of that. I was never too good handling the 4 spiritual laws and little booklets and pamphlets and charts and all that. I just kind of came up and said, this is what you need. You need to meet Jesus. You know, this is what he's done for my life. And I think this next song is really just a kind of a musical outgrowth and testimony of what I would want to say to anybody that doesn't know him. Just simply meet my Jesus.
Oh, I know you say you're fine. You tell me everything's okay. You say you haven't got the time. You haven't got the time today. But I tell you the truth, my friend. You better take the time real soon. Soon enough will come the end. The end of time, the end of you. I want you to meet my Jesus. I want you to meet my friend. I want you to open your heart. I want you to let him in. Let him in. I want you to let him in. Meet my friend. I wish you all could meet my friend. I want you to let him in.
Wayne, it's a joy to have you on the show today. I so appreciate your music, your ministry, your life. Speaking of your life, a song that comes to me, rather personal confession, I guess, from your heart, dealing with your family. You've got two
sons.
Two sons.
8,
I've got
8 and 5.
I've got a daughter and a boy.
Yeah.
And the song "Somewhere in the World." Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about that. That gets me right here. I know.
That seems to be the song that people have picked up on from this record. It's maybe not the most, in terms that we would talk commercial sounding, but people in the Christian listening audience seem to pick up on it because it is so sensitive and so touching to parents, especially young parents. I wrote the song one day. I remember the testimony you shared about writing some songs in your past, of how some of them come quickly and some of them are really labored over. I remember sitting in my bedroom looking out the front window at my children, and they were playing in the front yard, and I thought to myself that there is somebody growing up in some part of the world today, possibly, that if the Lord allows it to be, could be the person that my little boys will spend their lives with. And I just thought what an awesome thought that was, that we don't have any connection with her right now. We don't have any kind of knowledge of her upbringing or anything. And I just felt a burden to pray that her mom and dad would be responsible to her and would teach her the truth of Christ in her youth. I accepted Christ very young in my life, and I think it made a big difference in my life, because I missed a lot of things that would have taken me down. So I just began to pray for not only the little girl herself, whoever she is, but for her mom and dad, that they would be strong in the Lord and teach her the truth of Jesus, that someday down the line, in the year 19 whatever or 20 whatever, as the Lord allows, there'll be another house on some block in some neighborhood that will stand for righteousness and that will say with their lives, we will serve the Lord. And that's why I wrote this song, to remind me to pray that prayer and to remind others to do the same.
Somewhere in the world today, a little girl will go out to play, all dressed up in mama's clothes. At least the way that I suppose it goes. Somewhere in the world tonight, before she reaches to turn out the light, she'll be praying from a tender heart, a simple prayer that's a work of art. And I don't even know her name, but I'm praying for her just the same, that the Lord will write his name upon her heart. 'Cause somewhere in the course of this life, a little boy will need a godly wife. So hold on to Jesus, baby, wherever you are. Somewhere in the world out there, that little girl is learning how to care. She's picking up her mama's charms, oh baby, swinging around in her daddy's arms. Somewhere in the world to be, though the future is not clear to me, this could be a tender love, grounded in eternal love above. And I don't even know her name, but I'm praying for her just the same, that the Lord will write his name upon her heart. 'Cause somewhere in the course of this life, my little boy will need a godly wife. So hold on to Jesus, baby, wherever you are. Oh, hold on to Jesus, baby, wherever you
I showed you my heart, I sang you my song, and you heard my guitar play. In a minute or so, I may be gone, so there's just one more thing I should say. All that matters in this life below is not what you are or how much you know. All the world's knowledge can make the mind smart, but the difference is made in the heart. I sing songs of joy I sing songs of pain, songs that will move the soul. But if I should never sing them again, here's something you got to know. All that matters in this life below is not what you are or how much you know. All the world's knowledge can make the mind smart, but the difference is made in the heart. This life below is not what you are or how much you know. All the world's knowledge can make the mind smart, but the difference is made in the heart. But the difference is made in the heart.
While we're here together right now, you're watching me, I'm looking at you. There are thousands of people around the world, thousands and thousands, who are perishing. They don't know Jesus. Many are perishing from something so basic as food. They just don't have anything to eat. And I think it's valid and necessary for us to ask ourselves, who's responsible for that? Who assumes the blame for that? And I think it has to be, first of all, those of us who know the truth and to at least some extent don't promote it into all the areas that we have the ability to. And I think certainly in an affluent society like ours, we have, to a large degree, have to carry a certain sense of responsibility. We've got billions and billions and billions of dollars to spend on technology, little metal objects that we send through space. I don't necessarily have anything against that, but we have become so prideful and self-centered in our ability to do certain things, and yet, you know, we can send expensive toys through space, take pictures of planets, and we allow our own species, the human being, to die and to rot to starvation. And nobody will ever convince me that if we decided to take our resources and our energies and abilities and point those things towards human need, we could have and make a difference. And I guess in this song, that's all I'm trying to talk to people about, is the fact that we do so much that really is never going to matter. We spend so much energy and money on time, things that are all going to burn, they're not going to last. Let's change our priorities, and you know, life's just a moment. It's a vapor, it's a breath, and we need to make every moment count. We note in that song that there's a lot of great issues that we face. And I would challenge you today to determine in your own heart, what can I do? How and where can I have input to address the great issues that we face? It's one thing to go to church and almost kind of hide out in a spiritual little cocoon, but it's quite another thing to take the message of Jesus from those times alone with him and affect our society with it. That's what Jesus did. He had something to say to every element of society. And lets us determine right now, what can we say with the love of Jesus?